Have you ever had this on computer malfunction? You go to use your DVD or CD drive, you press the tray open button, and the tray gives you some screeching noises and refuses to open. Yeah, you got to take the drive out of the case. I'm not going to get into that because there's about a zillion different case designs out there. Once you got it out, we'll take a look at it from there on. First thing to do is flip the unit over, take the 4 screws off the bottom, and lift off the bottom tray. After that, you want to bend out a small paper clip and use the little hole in front of the drive to manually open the tray up. The next step is to look at the front of the unit and locate all the little retaining tabs that hold the front cover on. You want to use your fingers to press these in and release the front cover so it'll slide off. You probably definitely don't want to use any tools here. These little tabs are easy to break, so take your time and be gentle with them. Once you slide the front tray cover off, you want to flip the unit over and take a look on the bottom. You should be able to see the little drive in there. The black belt, if it's still present, should be there, and you should be able to see the motor and both of the sheaves it rides on. The next step is go ahead and flip the unit over. You want to take off the little top cover on it. They tend to catch, so take your time with it. Be patient. Once you've got the top cover off, you can slide the tray out the rest of the way. Different manufacturers use different schemes for retaining the maximum limit, how far the tray can go out. There's always some type of release arrangement. This particular manufacturer uses a little pull-up tab on the right side front facing and a little bit of side pull tab on the left side. Once you get these two tabs released, the tray will slide right out. Once the tray is out, you should be looking at the little drive motor and the belt. Usually the problem is they stretch. Sometimes they'll break. If in any case, you want to find the old belt if at all possible to help you identify the new replacement belt. Now comes the fun part, trying to find a replacement belt and trying to determine what size belt you need to replace the old one with. Here's the one method I definitely do not recommend. Even if you have the old belt, it's likely to be egg-shaped. Trying to take the old belt and make it round and measure it is something that's not going to be very accurate. You really don't want to do this. Okay, let's look at a couple common scenarios that you may run into when you're doing this. Scenario number one, you have the old belt, it's complete, it's still intact, but it's stretched. Scenario number two, you have the old belt, but it's broke, it's in one piece. Best thing to do here is lengthen the belt, measure how long the piece is, treat that as the inside diameter, and then you want to buy one belt size under that inside diameter. Third scenario is you don't have the belt or it's in pieces. Probably the best thing to do here is get a little temporary help from someone, get you a piece of string, wrap it around the two sheaves, pull it tight, and then have someone help you mark it where the two strings would cross to give you a length of the belt. Treat this as your inside dimension and then buy one belt size under this dimension. Now back to my first scenario I didn't finish with. Here's a method I recommend to determine the belt size that you actually have right now. Try and locate a suitable size container or container cap that just is the almost exact size that the belt is. Slide the belt over the top of the cap and then use a ruler or better yet vernier calipers to measure and see how big the belt is on the inside diameter. Next step is you're going to want to take the belt that you've got and hunt up a belt that is one size under this exact belt size. Now we come to the hard to find portion of the video. You can still buy these belts. They're available on eBay, but they're usually listed by application and not by size. That's great if you have the particular application the belt is intended for, but the usual problem is they don't list the particular drive that you might have. So here's my recommendation. Use plumbing parts to fix your DVD drive. Mechanical O-rings come in numerous sizes. They've been standardized years ago using a standardized numbering system. Most plumbing manufacturers usually use this to design their equipment, so one of their O-rings fits a standard. And as good fortune would have it, Danco sells a whole line of replacement O-rings. Their numbering system is different from the standard O-ring numbering system, so you have to use this little table to cross-reference them. Any good hardware store should be able to set you right up for less than $1 an O-ring. Okay, you've been to the hardware store, you got your replacement belt. Time to put the little belt on and put it in place and put the unit back together. As you can see, fairly easy, no problem here. Now is the time to move everything manually. Make sure the belt's on there good and tight, and it's definitely not going to slip. This should cure your problem with the drive not opening the tray. Now for the one little next frustration project you're probably going to encounter. Putting the tray back in and getting everything to close back up. As you can see here, I've slid the tray in place. Make a few minor adjustments, just jostling up and down. Once it clears, the tab stops. It should slide right back in and slide right up, and the project should be virtually complete. Well, there's a little problem. Seems the little drive platter wants to come up a little bit prematurely, and when it does that, of course, it hits the back of the tray. Now here's where different manufacturers will have different schemes for this. But if you look in the tray entry area, you should see a little gear tab that connects up to a little stop pin. You need to get as close as you can to that little gear and the stop pin. That'll get the drive set in such a position that the drive will close and the platter won't come up until you're ready for it. Once you get past this little minor hurdle, the rest of it's going to be pretty easy. Just a matter of really putting it all back together in reverse order. Well, that wraps this one up. Fairly easy to repair. I believe you'll agree. If you're liking what you're seeing, please give me a like and consider subscribing. I just might have something else coming along here real soon you're going to want to see. This here be the engineer. Now we be gone. So y'all come back now. Don't make yourself scarce. Come on back. See me soon. Say bye.